The following presentation is a part of the National Heavy Boxing League's 10th season, celebrating 10 years of the premier level of heavy boxing in the Team Fortress 2 community, and a final send-off as the NHBL closes after its 10th season.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome into another broadcasting of the NHBL. As always, I am that KING Baxis alongside my partners Clayface and Ridge, and tonight we are bringing to you the final two matches of the divisional round, where we will watch young up-and-comer Ratago take on the prodigy and star of NHBL Fight Nights Ice, and follow that highly anticipated match with the Irish Norseman Viking 34 squaring off against one of the most decorated and laggiest champions we've ever seen in the NHBL, the Magic Marksman. The winners tonight will move on to the Super Semis next week and get that much closer to being NHBL Sasha Heavyweight Champion. Clay, we're here, we're live. It's a great night, and we're going to kick it off with a bang. The most hyped up player that I've ever seen in the NHBL Ice coming in with a full head of steam, looking to call himself Sasha Heavyweight Champion after just 1 month of boxing. He has had an absolutely meteoric rise thus far. He put himself on the map in his first tournament in the Battle Royale, coming in and just knocking out two of our more seasoned boxers left, right, and center. And now he's here looking to solidify a hot start to his career. However, there is a little bit of doubt going into tonight, as he has had a bit of a rough string of matches recently. Last week, he had a very, very close call with Swellowbird. Swellowbird, a guy who we weren't even predicting to get into the NHBL Finals at the beginning of the season. And over in NHBL Fight Nights, he just had a pretty bad match with Lolsey. He a new boxer to the scene. He's Eastern European, don't you know? So that'll be right up your alley.
Ooh,
Yeah, wow. Ooh. Yeah, so we got
Eastern European. Oh,
Eastern European is the
yeah,
North American
that is
champion.
good.
Oh man.
Great.
But yeah, so Ice had a bit of a rough stretch here recently. He did pick up a win against Swallowbird after going down in the first round. But with this, sudden, kind of slump, do you think that's in his mind at all going into tonight?
You know, he's had a tough run so far. He had to take out Bagel in the fight nights, but I think that kind of built his confidence. If you look at how much pressure is on him, he's representing the whole of Canada, and it's kind of hard to represent a country with pride and to push it forward. And he's coming out here tonight to prove a point, and that point is to take out Vitago, get to the next round, and get to the super semis and make it to the Sasha Heavyweight Championship at any cost. He's got a tough test tonight, though, man. Vitago looked fantastic in his first round match.
Indeed, he did, and he did. And speaking of Ratago, I want to talk to you, Mr. Ridge, a little bit about Mr. Ratago, who came in and he beat down Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick, who's in a slump himself, but still a win against Dr. Professor Patrick. That still goes a pretty long way. Ratago has been coming into the scene here a little bit more and more. He started off the year very hot, beating Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick in one of what we thought was going to be an upset. And got himself qualified into the tournament. He kind of disappeared for that after a while, but he's been a solid boxer. I've seen him around on fight nights and, boxing in the locker room. He's done pretty well for himself. He's kind of coming into his own. He's kind of like, reminds me of a young setup leader, Gelbsight or Freeman the Annihilator, like a young workhorse coming into the stable and, making a name for himself. But what I wonder is if that's going to be enough tonight to put himself over against Ice. Ice, who is a former NHBL Fight Night champion. What now?
Oh, my microphone, my Discord is very, very laggy right now. Let me see if I can fix this. Sorry, gentlemen. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen that are watching the stream. My Discord is being a naughty boy right now.
While Ridge does that, I'm going to answer my own question. Ratago, he might be able to do it. I'm not counting on it. My still favorite heavy to win this thing is Ice, who is, by the way, NHBL Fight Night champion, qualified in his first tournament in the NHBL ever, and has looked absolutely unstoppable over the past 3 months. He's had a bit of a rough snag recently, but I think he could pull himself out of that and keep going the distance. Ratago has got a very, very tall task ahead of him tonight. If he does end up winning this thing, I think it would be a major upset, and I think it would be a night we talked about for a long time. especially if he gets to the Final Four. That's one of our top 4 boxers. Tago just comes out of nowhere, kind of like an El Comandante story. But we will have to see what happens. And now, after that, yes, I got it. Thank you. All right. Now, after that, we're going to jump into a match that I cannot wait to see. Magic Marksman taking on Viking 34. Viking 34, Clayface, who is a European man straight out of the
crazy
home.
Boxer, unbelievable boxer. He's unfortunately he doesn't like us talking about it, but it was the runner-up of the Natasha Heavyweight Championship. Unfortunately, blew a 4-0 lead over Retro, which was a devastating time for him when he got in there. However, the winner of this match whoever wins this match has a rematch with Retro. So if Viking 34 wins, it's a rematch from the NHC, the Natasha Heavyweight Championship. If the Magic Marksman wins, it's a rematch from the Super Semis of the NHBL European Finals. So and both guys lost to Retro. So it is extremely difficult for whoever wins this fight. They've got a tough task against them. So our man Retro, he's coming out playing.
Yes. Let me ask you this about Viking 34 though. Before we go on to my man Ridge over here, he's got a very impressive win-loss record. He stepped up in his first tournament, Backyard Brawl, won his first tournament, was undefeated for a while. His only losses thus far in the NHBL has come against the man who he might be fighting in the next round, Retro. Now, we could talk about this impressiveness all we want. However, there's one little asterisk next to all that success. That's his only success. He's only played in 2 heavy boxing tournaments all year long. He's done very impressive in those tournaments, but now that he's coming into some stiffer competition here tonight, now that he's getting back against Retro, now that he's going against a former highly decorated champion, the Magic Marksman, do you think that lack of experience is weighing on his mind, or do you think his, star-studded matches, do you think that doesn't matter at all?
Look, if Viking 34, I believe, has had practice on the Fight Night 2 recently, I believe. So he's not completely out of it, not completely rusty. If you look at how Viking 34 competes, he's a beast, man. He's never missed a beat in any of his matches. He comes in there, figures out how to win straight off the bat, sweeps the guy, man, sweeps him 5-0, whatever the score would be.
Very aggressive fighter.
In this fight, there is one major factor. He's going to play with 133 ping. Now he has one on the backyard brawl. He did win a tournament on 100 plus ping. However, the Magic Marksman, if he has fixed his computer lag tonight, he'll be on 27 ping, and it'll be an extremely difficult fight. But Marksman also can lag, even with a good ping. We have seen Marksman have a tough time competing.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask Ridge. This is going to be a very interesting fight if they were on even grounds. But Magic Marksman, ever since I think the start of this year, he's been demonstrating this one recurring factor: lag, and lag. The boy lags like I don't know what. We call him Magic Marksman because he's magic. He teleports all around the ring, left, right. Up until this point, it's been confusing a lot of the fighters. It's been allowing him to pick up some wins here. We don't have any rules against lag. We don't have a ping limit. But yeah, he's been using it quite to his advantage. He's been racking up some impressive wins here lately. What I'm asking, however, is that now that he's running into some stiffer competition in the likes of Retro and Viking 34, do you think this is going to start being a bother to him now that he's facing fighters who are much more, used to that sort of lag?
It's definitely going to be a lot tougher competition for him, definitely. Because of the fact that now he seems to be on stable-ish ping, better than Viking 34, it will give Magic Marksman an advantage. But considering that he may go up against Viking, considering that he's going against Viking 34, and if he manages to win that, he's going to fight he's going on to fight someone else who's probably of high caliber. It's going to be pretty challenging for him, especially how Viking 34 has been shown to be an incredible boxer when he wants to be. 130 ping, maybe 100 more than 32, which is what Magic Marksman's got, but I'm sure Magic Marksman or /Favor can handle that.
We are getting the practice rounds underway for Ice versus Ritago. Tyson is going to start that for us, and they are underway. Guys, while they get that underway, I want to talk a little bit about Ice here and his meteoric rise. As we constantly talk about these newcomers and how they, immediately they start doing good, and we talk about how they're the next big thing. A lot of them end up being a flash in the pans. They have one good tournament, then they disappear off the face of the earth. Y'all remember Ronald McDonald? I sure do. I remember that guy. He was really good. Never heard anything else from him. But, Ice, I think, is cut from a different cloth. He has consistently shown up every single night to NHBL Fight Nights. He's jumped into the tournaments. He's decimated. He's dominated. He won himself the tournament from one of the best boxers I've ever seen in a long time, Egyptian Bagel. So, Clayface, let me ask you, do you think Ice is not another flash in the pan? Do you see him being one of the next big things in the NHBL?
Look, he's a young, talented boxer, but he has minimal experience. He's coming into this fresh off the bat, but he is incredibly progressing with his boxing skills, and it's impressive. I'm not gonna lie, he is a very impressive boxer. He's been a Fight Night champion. So let's see how we go. I think he can build some momentum off this win, but he can't look ahead. He must focus on the task at hand, and then progress.
Round one is underway. Ice in the red, Ritago in the blue. They dance around in the center logo. They trade blows now. They're at 2 apiece. Ice is now down. He takes it right back, though, and they're tied right back up. Now it's Ice who's on top, and Ice is going to take advantage and move on. It is 1-0.
Is it 2 disputes?
It is 2 disputes. It is 1-0 Ice's favor. Ridge, very good technical work there from the Prodigy.
Yeah, very, very good mind reading games there. Not really much I can really say about that round, really. Very textbook, very by the book, very standard match so far.
Round 2 is underway here. Ice is up 1-0. Ritago looking to get back in it. Ritago swings wildly and misses. No punch landed there. He's going very cautiously here, and it's going to cost him a punch here. It's going to cost him 2 punches. Ice is up here. Ritago is down heavily. He's got to back off here, but he won't. And he takes one swing right egg. He takes down that score. He's very low here. It's one last punch. But he lands another punch. Ritago, oh boy.
It's 2 and
it was down to one final punch, and Ritago missed. Clayface. Very disappointing if you're the man in blue.
Oh, he pushed forward and he swung too far out, and he just couldn't hit him. And unfortunately, Ice got the lethal blow. It's just the perfect way of how to check where the hitboxes are.
Round 3 is underway here. It is match point for the man in red, that being Ice. And Ritago comes in and he swings early. He swings too early and he misses a punch, but he takes it right back, though. They are tied up here and they trade blows again. They are dead even now as they dance around each other, trying to get a feel for the competition. Ritago goes in and he hits, but Ice also hits. Ice gets an early punch there. Ritago, he isn't going to go quietly. He knocks up one onto the scoreboard. It is 2-1, still in Ice's favor, Ridge. What does Ritago got to do here to keep this this sudden burst of winning going? From the words.
I feel like he's just slightly cheap but notable working strategy of second hit then run away like a little girl. But it works, and he could adopt it this round, or he can just adopt an all-out aggressive style. We don't know. We're not Ritago, are we?
Round 4 is underway, and they are wasting very little time getting right into it. Ritago punches, but he misses. Ice does not. Ice is up a punch here. Ritago is going to play this carefully. Ritago takes a punch back, but he's still down. He's down to his last blow. This is it. Oh. This is it. Ice, as cold as his namesake, is moving on to the super semis. The guy who has been boxing here for just 2 months of his life is already in the final 4 of the biggest boxing tournament in Team Fortress.
Well. He is Canada's own Ice. Now, yesterday was a fairly interesting day, and I know you had a few words with with him after the event. You're going up against the Puda's power movement in Dos Carlos. How do you feel about that? What are you working on? Are you training for this fight? How are you preparing for him?
Well, first I'd like to say, Ratago, that was a good match. I know you're gone already, but that was a great match. And Dos Caras, I'm coming for you. I'm not telling you how, but I'm kicking your butt.
Woohoo! Shit. Well, let me tell you one thing. What happened tonight? You went out there. You gave it a 3-1 performance win. What was the strategy? What was the strategy against Vitago? Did you have to kind of change strategy when he won the round? How did you manage to perform there?
Well, really what I did was I lured him into a false sense of security with the warm-ups because I wasn't doing my actual strategy that I use. I was going super aggressive, and that's not how I usually go. So I think that's what gave me the edge.
Let me tell you this: you've just punched your way into the semis, into the super semis against Dos Carlos. Any final words?
I'm coming for you, Pudis pwned.
All right, back to you, Ridge and Baxter.
All right, Ice playing it very smart there. That's a veteran move to throw somebody off in the opening rounds. Guys, that's one of the things I'm talking about. You know, he's only been on the scene here for 2 months, but he has done a very impressive job thus far. He's displaying some abilities and skills, the likes of which we didn't see out of White Russian Bear and Spaten for years. But now here he is, and he is immediately catching fire. It is amazing to see his meteoric rise. I'm gonna go to commercial break now. Consult my notes. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we just saw it there. Ice advances into the super semis, 2 months on the job, and he's already in the final four of the big game, of the big dance. He is on his way, and he will face Dos Caras next weekend to see who will make it into the NHBL Sasha Heavyweight Championship match. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, the match you've all been waiting for. Irish Norseman, Viking 34, teleporting Magic Man, Magic Marksman will go one-on-one for the final spot of the NHBL Super Semis. Don't go away.
The Season 7 NHBL Finals, presented by Skyver Community, is sponsored by Skyver Community, official server host of the NHBL. Maverick Server Gaming, official server host of the NHBL. My Variety, official prize provider of the NHBL. Grim Fortress, a Halloween-themed TF2 community. The Makeshift Mechanics, come join the fun. And by Xeno Gamers, a different way to play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to day 2 of the NHBL Finals Divisionals. We are getting the practice rounds underway for the Magic Marksman and Viking 34. Penny will be our official. And guys, as we start here, Magic Marksman, it doesn't look like he's lagging that bad. He's throwing some wild punches around. He's jumping around, breaking all sorts of rules, but he's not lagging out so far, Clayface.
No, trust me, he is lagging out. From where I can see it, he didn't look 100% from where I can see it.
It was just ring rust.
Look, this is a difficult fight for both of them. They have to prove who really is the better boxer, and to move on and to get the rematch and to beat Retro in that designated rematch in the super semis. Both of them want their revenge, so it's going to be a tough fight.
Indeed, it will be. We will see what happens here. I believe the practice rounds are up to 1-1 apiece here. Magic Marksman and Viking 34, two decorated boxers, one significantly more decorated than the other, and that is going to be a story going into tonight, Rich. The experience. Magic Marksman has been doing this for years and years. Viking 34 doing it for 1 year. Do you think that's going to play a big factor going into tonight?
Well, in terms of heavy boxing as a skill, you don't need to take too long in order to master the skill. Let's just look at ice, for example. So I don't think experience is going to be a factor in this. More sort of nerves, because these two haven't really come this well. They haven't really the pressure hasn't been put on them as much as this before. Let's just say this now.
It's never been this high.
Next round, they're going to face Retro, who's dancing with ice in the crowd. Very energetic, boys.
Round 1 is underway here. Marksman in the red, Viking in blue. Both men throwing a punch out early, both missing. Now they're landing punches. Viking 34 going aggressive. Viking 34 pulls out at the last second.
Oh!
It's not going to matter, though. Magic Marksman takes it home in the first round. It's 1-0 for the Marksman. Clayface. Viking 34 demonstrating some restraint there. A bit different from his usual aggressive attitude.
No, I think he pushed in too much, actually. He, usually how he won the last round when he had the high ping was to take it calm. So he's, had his little test run. Let's see how he does now. Yeah, he knows what he's dealing with now.
You may start when you hear the bell. Good luck to both gentlemen.
All right, round 2 is underway here. Coming out, Viking 34 misses again. He's down a punch, but he gathers it right back. Magic Marksman demonstrating some lag there, and Viking 34 is not ready for it. Viking 34, he's down. Marksman up 2-0. Dire straits for Viking Ridge. What's he got to do to turn it around?
I feel like Viking 34, even despite his ping, I feel like Viking 34 is being a bit too aggressive with these punches. His arms are flailing all over the place. He can't control those things. Yeah, he's got to make sure he's landing these punches and making sure that he knows exactly what he's doing in that ring. Maybe the nerves are getting to him.
Round 3 is underway. Game point for Marksman. Dire straits for Viking. Viking coming in early. He's aggressive. He's got a massive lead here. He's going to put him down. Viking 34 taking no prisoners. Clay, he's not going quietly, but what's he got to do to capitalize now?
Oh, he's in a tough situation. If he makes one mistake, it's going to cost him his whole run in the NHBL Finals. He has to just keep himself calm and composed and make sure he gets the first punch, but he's got to move away from Marksman, because Marksman, when he pushes in, man, he's got the higher ping. It's his advantage.
Round 4 underway here. Viking 34. He gets another punch in. He's up, but now he's tied. They're both missing punches here. Somebody's got to land something. Now they trade blows. Viking 34. He's up again. He's going in. He's putting him down. Viking 34 baits him in. The corner rat has got some fight in him, and he's tied it up. It's match point for both. Ridge, who's going to come out on top here?
From what I see here, Viking 34 has definitely honed in his strategy there. He baited him and waited for him to miss, and that is where he has that one punch advantage, and he knows he's going to win at that point. So all he's got to do is either do that or go all out aggressive again, or do a completely new strategy and throw Marksman all over the shop.
Do or die here. It is round 5. Marksman with a late start, trying to bait him in. They trade blows. 34 is down. Marksman taking advantage. Marksman!
Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
What happened to Viking? He turned his back.
He turned his back. He turned his back, and Viking 34 finds the Natasha. That's cold. That is absolutely cold. That's funny to me because it's the Natasha Heavyweight Championship. That was really funny.
I guess you could say that Viking is now slow.
Oof. Got him.
Oof.
But guys, impressive comeback there from Viking 34, but it was not meant to be.
Well, I'm here with the Magic Marksman after one hell of a fight. Kudos to both of you. That was a great fight to watch. Fantastic, a fantastic match nonetheless. Marksman, what were you thinking of in that final round? You were up 2-0. You lost 2 rounds in a row. It was 2-2. What happened there?
I couldn't tell you. Honestly, like, I went into this fight almost blind. I've only ever heard of Viking. I've never seen him fight, and I've never fought him. I don't even know which, like, tournaments he's won or lost. I didn't know. He was like an enigma at the end of the ring over there, but at the same time, I wasn't deterred.
Now, you will now be advancing to face the Natasha heavyweight champion Retro in the super semis. He's actually in the crowd there behind you. If you want to turn around, he's with the whirling. He's just taunting now. It's a rematch from the super semis. How do you feel about going against him? Do you have any words to say to him? He's right there in the crowd.
It feels nice being able to get back into the ring with him, because I remember he was such a good boxer. He was the wall that I had to climb. And my words to you, Retro, you're gonna regret what you did to me.